Because history is only written about groups that have wealth, win at war, and are empires. And everybody else has to be seen in the same kind of like, you know, you're somewhere in a pecking order of that. And Christianity is, the Roman Catholic Church, the Episcopalian, the whole crowd are steeped into a Christianity that doesn't follow Jesus, because Jesus would have nothing to do with organizations that create wealth, organizations that win at war or lose at war, organizations that would assimilate to any empire. Because Christians believe in a different kind of kingdom. One in which, go ahead.
What about the war that the Bible described that God provide the victory after?
That's great. Perfect thing.
Yeah.
There. This is this is called the Bible, and it's divided into two major parts. One's called the Old Testament, and that you'll find a God that wants victory and does a lot of killing.
Yeah,
It's called the Old Testament. Then it's called a New Testament. The difference between the Old and the New, as I can read it, is in the New, we are following a guy who says, hey, if you want to be part of the eternal kingdom of God, you have to serve the poor and love your enemies and live at the bottom, be bottom feeders of empire. Don't give your allegiance to any worldly empire, even if it's called the Roman Catholic Church out of Italy and all of the wars. My church has been involved in all of the wars. The modern Reformation people, Christians have been killing and being great warriors for 2,000 years. Doesn't mean they're practicing Christianity. They claim they do. I'm telling you, I don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't think you can kill and love your enemy. That's just like a major thing. If people don't understand that Jesus doesn't kill his enemies, how do you pick up a gun and fight your enemies? You don't. But what you do is, the way you fight, the Jesus people fought their enemies, was they decided to be the kingdom of God in their neighborhoods, in their world, and love like Jesus would have us love. And Jesus' love is not exclusive.
I get it that Jesus' preaching was like about love your enemy and all that things, right? But that means that the New Testament is contradicting the Old Testament, kind of, vice versa.
Well, if yeah, exactly. The word contradiction, yeah, I mean, like, the New Testament says, oh, the way they do it in the Old is not sufficient. And in fact, it's wrong-minded. The New is all written with a God that doesn't kill. The New is all written about a God who doesn't collect wealth. The New is about a God who serves the poor, but not through profit. I don't see it.
The New also says that everything in the Bible that is stated is to be true.
Right. Well, it's made true by the. Well, no, wait. Don't delineate. When Jesus in Matthew says, every rule, every law, every dot of God's kingdom, law will be fulfilled. Yeah, through this new way of looking at things, not holding on the old and trying to do the new while you hold on to the old. That don't happen. Although that definitely is the way we're playing it.
So would you just not acknowledge the old? Because the old would.
How do you not acknowledge the Old Testament and read the New? Everything in the New, it's a very entirely Jewish document. So it uses a lot of Old Testament stuff to validate itself. You cannot read the New Testament outside of the Old Testament. All I'm going to tell you is, when it says it's the new, there's something really new about it that doesn't look like the old. And the old is all about wealth, war, and empire. And the new should be a human race that follows a Jesus that doesn't play into whatever empire is existing, even Christian ones.
I mean, the New Testament, I know that says that before Jesus will come back and pick his children, right, according to the New Testament, I know that it will be a lot of war going on. So there is still something in the Old Testament and also in the New Testament, and something that we're living nowadays. There's a lot of war between
Revelations.
Was that the book of Revelation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the book of Revelation was written, again, around 120. It was one of the last books written. It's a book that's clearly in the eschatological literature that the Jews, when they were taken into Babylon captivity, were after the destruction of the first temple. The Jew, the thing about being Jewish, the thing about being Jewish is that these people are experts on the word. They're really experts on literature. It's just amazing. I'm really, really quite taken up by it, because this text can be documented by the different empires that birthed them. And the Jewish Old Testament was birthed by the experience of the Pharaoh. Then, when they got their little kingdom going up there in Judah and divided, there was another empire called the Assyrians. They came in and destroyed the northern kingdom. And then the southern kingdom of Judah hanged on for a few more hundred years. And then the Babylonians came and destroyed the first temple, then took them into captivity. And that's where they learned eschatological stuff. The book of Ezekiel is written in captivity. Ezekiel, former priest of the temple, second career after captivity, writes this really eschatological book. He goes to heaven, he sees all these characters. These are literary devices used to explain what reality is all about in their day. And I'm really convinced that we're awash with eschatological literature around the world today. Everybody's into it. I mean, like, how many movies are there of people who are going back in time or forward in time? People who are going to another planet and seeing aliens. I mean, we have so many stories that are apocryphal. We just live in apocryphal literature that tells us, and apocryphal literature, it's not an issue of being factual or not. All literature, anything human beings use